Viewers, UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres' four-day trip to Bangladesh ends today. And during his visit, he met the chief advisor, Mohd Yunus. He has urged the international community to assist Bangladesh for a prosperous future. He also visited the Rohingya refugee camps in Cox Bazar. Here's more to what happened during his visit.
UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres has urged the international community to help Bangladesh towards a just, inclusive, prosperous future as the country navigates what he called a period of significant transition and reform.
As the country undergoes a significant transition under the leadership of Chief Advisor Yunus, I recognize the people's hope for a future of greater democracy, justice and prosperity. This is a pivotal moment for Bangladesh, and the international community must play its part in supporting your efforts towards a just, inclusive and prosperous future.
The UN Secretary reached Dhaka on a four-day trip to Bangladesh on Friday. Shortly after arriving, he met with Foreign Policy Advisor to the interim government of Bangladesh, Mohammad Tawhid Hussain. Later, he met the Chief Advisor of Bangladesh, Mohd Yunus, at the State House, Jamuna. The most significant part of the UN Secretary-General's Bangladesh tour was his visit to Cox Bazar, which houses the Rohingya refugees from Myanmar. He visited the refugee camps at the border district of Cox Bazar, where he talked with the refugees and aid workers. The visit comes at a critical time, after the United Nations World Food Programme announced potential cuts to emergency food supplies following the shutdown of US aid operations. The UN Secretary-General, however, assured that he would do everything he can to stop the funding cuts. Later, Guterres in his social media post called the Rohingya refugee resilient who needed world support. The Secretary-General's visit to Bangladesh coincides with the holy month of Ramadan and is seen as an opportunity to express solidarity with both the Bangladeshi people and the Rohingya refugees.
Unraveling the top stories from across the globe, we bring you what's been unfolding so far, be it in Europe or Asia. The United States has been going ballistic on the Houthi rebels in Yemen. Meanwhile, in Brazil, pro-Bolsonaro supporters are calling for amnesty against the tainted leader. Keep listening as we get you the ground reality of all these developments. The Houthis said on Sunday they fired 18 ballistic and cruise missiles and a drone targeting the U.S. carrier USS Harry S. Truman and its warships in the northern Red Sea. Houthi military spokesman Brigadier General Yahya Saree said in a statement that the attack was in response to more than 47 U.S. airstrikes on rebel-held areas across Yemen. U.S. President Donald Trump on Saturday vowed to use overwhelming lethal force until the Houthis cease their attacks. The Russian Aerospace Forces on Sunday launched an Angara 1.2 light rocket carrying military satellites from the Plesetsk Cosmodrome. The Russian military said in a statement that the satellites were successfully placed into their target orbits. Amid anxiety and prayer over the health of Pope, dozens of children toting yellow and white balloons gathered outside Rome's Gemelli Hospital to greet Pope Francis on his fifth Sunday. The pontiff is still hospitalized with double pneumonia, while the Pope did not appear for the 10th floor suite of windows. He acknowledged their presence in the traditional Sunday blessing. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has said he will bring a vote to the government this week to dismiss the director of the Shin Bet Internal Security Services, Ronen Bar. The decision comes after increasingly acrimonious dispute Shin Bet centering who bears responsibility for the October 7, 2023 Hamas attack. The Shin Bet is responsible for monitoring Palestinian militant groups. The supporters of Brazil's former President Jair Bolsonaro gathered on Sunday to express their support for the far-right leader as he faces charges of plotting an alleged coup. The protesters called for the Congress to grant amnesty to those in jail for their roles in the Jan 8, 2023 riot. The pro-Bolsonaro demonstration took place 9 days before a Supreme Court Justice panel decides whether the former president and several of his allies will stand trial on 5 counts.